Hey guys, today we're going to do a quick, let's not call it a deep dive, but a dive into Warren Buffett's portfolio and what it looks like, what company he has, and what sort of share acquisition he has. We're not going to go too deep into when he acquired them too much, but we will look at what they are and see if there's a trend, pattern, commonalities, stuff like that. So without delaying any further, Apple, and I believe I put these in alphabetical order, but I probably, maybe not. So Apple, which is interesting, he has 906 million shares, but did not buy in the 80s. Warren Buffett by then was already a very seasoned investor. When the Macintosh, I think it was Lisa or something like that came out, he did not invest. He didn't see the need for every house to have a computer, much less 5, 6, 7, however many we have now. And he didn't invest. He invested much, much later, and still made a significant profit and holds Apple today. Bank of America, easy enough, 1.3 billion shares. Amex, 152 million shares. Coca-Cola, 400 million shares. Chevron, 126 million shares. Occidental Petroleum, 248. This is a recent acquisition by him. Recent, it's probably a year now. I also bought some. Kraft Heinz, now into food, 326 million. Moody's, the credit rating agencies, 24.7 million. DaVita's, which is a dialysis provider, clinic provider, machine provider, whatever, 36.1 million. Citigroup financial stuff, 55.2 million. Kroger, the grocery stores, 50 million. VeriSign, I believe they provide SSL certificates and domain name services, stuff like that. GoDaddy competitor, I believe. 18.8 million. Visa, 8.3 million. MasterCard, 3.99 million. Viacom Broadcasting, I believe they're a TV news channel broadcaster, 63.3 million. Amazon, 10 million. Capital One, 12.5 million. Liberty Media, another broadcasting, 65.5 million. Aon Insurance, 4.1 million. New Holdings, digital banking services, 107 million, 107 million. Ally Financial, 29 million. Chartercoms, a cable company, 3.83 million. Snowflake Inc., which is a software company, I believe, 6.13 million. T-Mobile, 5.24 million. Hewlett & Packard, 22.9 million. Floor and Decor Holdings. I don't know what they do, but I assume it has to do with floors and decor. It's 4.98 million. And lastly, Louisiana Pacific Corp., which produces reconstituted wood products, 7.4 million. Now here's what's interesting. He owns basically all of the credit cards, all the major credit cards, right? Amex, Visa, MasterCard, Capital One. And as an investor, that's interesting because you have to be somewhat agnostic. And in his case, he sees that lending money to people at 18 to 20% is a profitable endeavor, no matter which company it is. So he'd rather participate in the market as a whole than just in one company. So where you might see Visa and MasterCard being competitors, he doesn't care. He rather own both and just get the benefits of both. A whole bunch of financial services. Now, obviously, he's an investor himself. He understands that banks make money either by investing money or by lending money. Simple for him to match what he does with what they does and to understand it very, very quickly. So he owns also a whole bunch of banks or financial service providers that might be seen by us as competitors. He has them all in his portfolio and benefits from the entire segment. A couple of energy corporations and a couple of broadcasting corporations. As you can see, there was also food and beverage, right? Coca-Cola, Kroger, and Kraft Heinz. As you can see, he's got like 5 or 6 major groups that he knows. He knows very well their cycles, their nature, and how to judge if they're doing well or if they're going to do better in the future. And he doesn't really deviate from that. He has acquired most of these a long time ago, and he bought them at an opportune moment when it was either priced at under or right around fair value. So holding it from now on. You know, some of them pay dividends, some of them don't, but all of them have grown sometimes by hundreds of percents or even more. It was interesting that in the Magnificent Seven, Fabulous Seven, or whatever you want to call them, he only has Amazon, which is a retail giant. That's their core. They do have tech, but really they're a retail store. And Apple, which is, again, its segment of business is very focused into what they do. He didn't have Google, Facebook, all of that other stuff. So where he did stray from his, I guess, repertoire, from what he knows very well, he went with very calculated stuff that wasn't too far from his niche. At least in the case of Amazon, it's very close to his niche. So anyway, that's about as much as a deep dive I'm going to do into Warren Buffett's stocks. I'm not recommending you buy any of these right now necessarily. You know, do your own work, do your due diligence. Some of these may not be opportune to buy right at this moment, but one of the greatest investors on the planet, or possibly in the history of the investment profession, this is what his portfolio looks like. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.